Hey guys, thanks for checking out the Bucked Up Podcast. If you don't mind hitting the like, subscribe button, we have new episodes coming out every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. This episode is sponsored by Exotic Roots Hydro, which I have to give a huge shout out to. They are a huge supporter of the podcast, and I'm really happy to be working with them. If you're ever in Rochester, New York, and you need to learn about any of your hydroponic needs, go to their shop. You can follow them at Exotic Roots Hydro on Instagram. Shout out their whole team. They have an amazing venue space. They're going to be putting on tons of events. Just make sure to follow Exotic Roots Hydro on Instagram. And if you're ever in Rochester, definitely stop by. Let's get back into it.
It was at this moment that he knew.
He bucked up.
Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you fucked up. Now you have fucked up.
The work you put in eventually starts coming back to you.
Yeah.
It's like,
But you were saying you were doing it just because you were good.
Yeah,
but that's
because-
also putting in work.
yeah, of course, but I didn't have where to direct it. I didn't know how to take it past my friends just listening to it and actually getting it to a place where, all right, somebody who can actually do something to help me out can, you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
didn't know anybody to take it from just the lowest level it was at. You get what I'm saying?
Who was that first person?
I wouldn't even say it was a person. I would say it was a thing that happened. It was like, I had a bunch of friends. I'm not gonna say I had because they still here. They still alive. But, I would say one of my friends basically put some money up. Two of my friends, actually. Put some money up for me to go into, this rap contest shit. It's like a fucking... It's like a showcase.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
a hip-hop showcase. You ever heard of shit called Coast to Coast?
Mm-hmm.
I did that, right? And then
Really?
I won
You-
this shit, right? And then, like, the prize was, you could get, like, a fucking... You could get a, like, they could promote your music or whatever. Like, whatever music you give them, they'll give you, like, a little promotion package.
Yeah.
And then, like, I was, making a little mixtape at that time. Because I always been recording. Me and him are, us three, really. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We was always recording even before that. But I just made a mixtape and shit. And then I gave them the mixtape. And then they start promoting that shit to mad different websites and shit.
Which one was that?
Just, I can't even remember. It wasn't like no big, stupid,
Yeah.
big fat ones where it made a difference. It was just like, it was just something. It was just a bunch of websites, a bunch of websites just giving me coverage. And then with that, I started to just learn like, oh shit, okay. This is where you look for the rap. This is, like, I find the websites and I'm like, okay, this shit can be on websites. How do I get on websites with my music now? And then it just started to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Grow from there.
That's crazy. Not.
But we can start now.
All right.
I'm
Cool.
gonna cut you off.
I had a friend do one of those like coast to coast things, and I went to support him. And I'm gonna be honest, I really never thought anything would come of the artists who do that, just because of how it was run. And that's wild to hear that you did that shit and won it, and see, because you're also like real ass music. That's very surprising to me, and that's cool to hear.
Oh yeah.
Because people don't think that you can start just doing that.
But I would say that's not my actual start with making music.
Yeah.
But that was just like the spark that was like, oh shit, okay. It's levels to this shit. Like I can really, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now I want to get publicity on websites. How do I do this? How do I take my music and always be able to get looks on websites and shit like that?
How long ago was that?
That was like 2012,
Wow.
13.
And then how long do you think you grinded for after that before you felt like you found recognition?
I felt like I didn't start getting See, it's levels to the recognition. So it's like the first level of you got another ashtray. Like the first
another
level of
ashtray on.
recognition would have been like, cause I was like performing at a lot of different places and shit. You get what I'm saying? So I was performing at a lot of different places around the city. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like different clubs or whatever, anywhere where I could get on the mic. So I started getting recognition from doing that. But I wouldn't say it was recognition from like major things. It wasn't like, you know what I mean, nobody who was plugged super into the music industry that was like on my heels. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. And you just had your was that your first like headlining
Or
show?
in New York, that
Yeah.
one the other day.
The other
like
day.
Officially on some like through like a booking agency type of shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Congratulations
I
for
would
real.
say thank you. I would say to go back actually, because all right, no, to end, because I didn't fully answer your question, right? Like I said, there's levels to the recognition shit. So yeah, I feel like I was getting recognition through performing, and like people who are just in the circuit knew me. But then like a little like during that time also, like one of my friends who I went to school with, his uncle was working with mathematics from Wu-Tang. So it was like he kind of introduced me to him.
Yeah.
And then like I started fucking with them, like doing music. I'm saying we never released nothing, but I was, you know what I mean, recording with mathematics and jumping on different songs. So that's the level of recognition.
Why weren't you releasing that shit?
Cause it wasn't really up to me. It's up to you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mathematics. And you know, sometimes when you deal with the major label type of shit, or you know what I'm saying, people who, you know what I mean, like it's a lot of contracts, a lot of things, it's not just record a song today, put it out tonight. You know what I mean?
Nah,
It's a lot of things in between. So I guess that was something. But that was like the first stage. But to really like I first felt like I started getting recognition probably like the end of 2017, 2018. Like right around the time when I dropped like Noise Candy 1, Street Pharmacy.
Yeah.
That's when I felt like, all right, like people who I don't know, it's starting to come from people who don't know me or people who don't know somebody I know. You know what I'm saying? Random people on the internet are like
That's when I found you.
tapping into me like, oh shit, we like your music. Like what? So like I would say from around then, 2018.
Damn.
So it's been a grind. And mind you, I've been making music for a long ass time before then.
The grind. You look back at the grind like, are you happy about it? Or you wish it happened sooner? Like,
I'm happy about it because you learn a lot along the way. If I would have I feel like this, right? Everything happens for a reason. If I would have got on or got all the recognition early on when I first started making music, I probably would have just went through a lot of shit differently. I probably would have fucking made a lot of mistakes because I didn't know anything, and I was at a young stage where my mind wasn't open to learn at a like a high level in order to like navigate this music shit properly.
Yeah.
When you a kid doing music, it's easier for them to manipulate you because you just want to get in and get your shit off. You just want to rap. You just want to be in front of the cameras and shit. You don't really care about the business side, but your mind not even open to it. You don't understand that this shit is a business. So if I would have got signed when I was 15, 16, by today I would have been fried. Either I would have put out all the music I put out and been over rap, you know what I'm saying? Or I would be the fucking biggest thing ever. But I feel like everything happens for a reason. I'm much smarter. I know how to handle it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I know how to handle money also. If I would have got a lot of money back then when I was younger, I probably would have fucked it off.
see, that's what I'm
Probably would have
really...
went to jail because around that time, like my early 20s and shit, I was going to jail a lot. So I would have fucked that shit up.
Yeah.
Doing something really stupid.
I'm scared of that because, like, shit, I don't have any real recognition, but I'm getting at least some, and I'm 24 years old, and, like, money's not there yet, but it's fucking, everything goes back into this, but I know the grind will pay off, but I'm scared of, like, one, not burning out, and two, being able to, like, keep the longevity in it of happiness, like.
You know what it is? I feel like you just gotta expand. Everything has a fucking, like, just in my life, everything, like the shit I was doing 10 years ago is not the same thing I'm doing today. The only thing that's the same, besides people I know, is the fact that I'm doing music. Like, whatever I was doing to make money, once that shit stopped, I had to evolve, or I had to, like, move on to the next thing, or else I wouldn't be doing anything. So it's like, you kind of just got to evolve with the way your life is moving, but always see the next move before it's too late to make it. You know
No,
what
I
I'm saying?
feel you. That's why, another reason why I connected heavy, or I connect heavy with your music. It is funny, and I want to talk to you about all this shit, is because, like, I was going down a dark path of, I'm not, whatever. I'm not going to get, and I did DMT for the first time, and that shit brought me out of it and made me start this podcast.
Fire.
Like, I literally changed my life. There's a friends will tell me there's a pre-DMT Sam and a post-DMT Sam.
Mm-hmm. Like, that shit does enlighten you and shit, like, in a way. So.
But you can't you can get lost.
Yeah, you can't do too much. You gotta do everything in moderation, because
you have a
that
bar
shit will
bound, lick
fry
the toad,
you.
I think.
Yeah,
about
lick the
getting
toad.
lost
Yeah,
there.
hell yeah.
You can get
you
lost.
can fall
in
into a rabbit hole. Like I said, and I know people that have taken too much psychedelics and they just cooked. Like, they're cooked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I probably know at least one person throughout my life that's been cooked off of every substance. Like, damn, he took too much of that.
The 5
Like,
acid tabs.
Yeah. Like, I seen somebody take a whole strip before. Like,
I've seen that too.
Like,
Yeah.
it's fucking crazy. Like, I seen somebody take, like, probably at least close to half a strip or a little bit more the first time they took it. Like, the first time they ever took it, they was like, yo, let me get like 6 or 7.
Yo.
They bought 7 tabs and ate all them shits. At one, I'm like, yo, what are you doing? They're like, yo, yo, motherfucker ate all them shits. Like,
Yeah, I saw a
I'm
couple.
like, yo, that's fucking crazy, bro.
I saw a couple split 15 tabs right down the middle and take that shit and then just scream at a fire for an hour, bro. Yeah, that shit. When did you I guess, take psychedelics the first time?
The first time I ever took psychedelics, it was probably, I don't know, 2014 maybe. It's like, one thing about it is like, it's like lately I'm starting to do it, but like, I'll do things and then I won't like mentally record the year it happened. You understand? So I like have experience to talk about, but I can't pinpoint the year. It's
Yeah,
like,
no, I
don't
feel
remember
you.
the year. So it's like, it was probably like around 2013,
But it was late
14.
into
It was
your-
like when fucking it was when Travis Scott Days Before Rodeo and all that shit was out. Like,
That's
you know
one
what
of
I
his
mean?
best projects.
Probably around that time. So
That and Al
fucking-
Faro. Sorry, I just had to say.
Yeah, hell yeah, we was listening to Straight from Mexico, Carla Quintana, that shit, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, it was around that time. And it's like, I used to deal with a lot of psychedelics, but I never really took them shits. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But like, I was always interested because I would, talk to a lot of people just in that, you know what I'm saying, realm, because I'm always kind of around it. And then, I'm doing my research, and I'm like, you know what, I'll try that shit one time. You know what I'm saying? Just to see what it's like.
What was the first one you did?
So, like I said, that day I was out with my friends. We was in the LES. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to try this shit. Fuck it. And then we was in fucking some club right there. I can't remember, Catra or Sutra, one of these shits. So we in there, and then fucking Kid Cudi is in there randomly. Like, oh, Kid Cudi here. I'm like, oh, shit. I can't remember what he said, but something that he said or just something that happened after we met him, just be like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to take this shit. I'm going to inspire it. Because it's like, yo, he's Kid Cudi. He's a lit artist. And it's like, a lot of his music sometimes is inspired by psychedelics. I'm like, you know what, it can't be that bad.
Yeah.
So, boom, I tried the shit, right? So, and then, mind you, I'm with a bunch of my friends. So, I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm going to be the only one that do this. I need all y'all to, like, be sober so y'all can make sure I don't do nothing crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because I was still, like, really skeptical about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, I did this shit. And then we chilling. I'm like, yo, this shit ain't even doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I'm going to be honest, like, the first time I ever did anything, it never did nothing. Like, the first time I smoked weed, I was like 12. I didn't get high. First time I did E, I never felt it. I think the first time I did Molly, this shit didn't do nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like the first time I took the acid, I'm like, oh, this shit taking forever. This shit ain't fucking work. So we just outside and shit. And then all of a sudden, like this shit is literally around the corner from where we're at, right? Mm-hmm. Like, you see the block on the corner? It's literally like a little bit down right by Houston Street. Like right over there where we at. Right? So we standing there like right by the bus stop. And then like I'm looking out on the street and then I just noticed like all the cars look like they're coming downhill. And I'm like, there ain't no big ass hill over here. Like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo. Like, the whole fucking street was like sideways. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? Like, oh, this shit kicking in. I'm like, oh, this shit is ill. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Because, like, I like art. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I always was fascinated. Like, how do people hallucinate? It's like, you understand what I'm saying? Looking at art of people who like was on acid and they made it shit like, what the fuck are they seeing? Like, what is it like?
Nah,
you know what I mean? So now I see it. I'm like, oh, this shit is ill. Like, so we go back to my boy's crib, right? And I'm like, you know what? Let's watch like some ill music videos. Like, put this Travis Scott video on. Like, put all the Travis Scott videos on. Cause this shit trippy as shit. So we start watching fucking what's the shit? Straight from Mexico, Carla Quintana. So while he's smoking in the video, like, I'm looking at the smoke is coming off of the TV. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, yo. Like, it was just a crazy-ass experience, like, because, like, at my boy's crib, he got mad art. So, like, I'm looking at this shit. The shit is just dripping off the walls. I'm like, wow, this shit is crazy. So that was, like, you know what I mean? The first time I ever did acid, like. But it was levels to that shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, your music is so inspired by it. That's why I wanted to ask. But I want to hear. But it's funny. So I went up to Rochester to see Ito, and him, my boy Jay, and I all did these mushrooms together. It was like the second time Ito had ever done them. It was the first day I met him actually, and they were some of the best ones I ever did. And I was looking at art, and my boy Jay is like an art collector. Like, he loves art. And I'm looking at it, tripping. And I've tripped a bunch, but I was like, I get what you mean. Like, when you really see what art's supposed to be when you're tripping off that shit. That shit's real.
Hell yeah, bro. Psychedelics it's funny, man.
Yeah, but it is fucking. Your music is crazy inspired by that.
Like
shit.
A lot of my shit is inspired by it because I've had interesting revelations off of like psychedelics, or just like it made me look at life from a different perspective. You get what I'm saying? Because it made me super duper understand that. Like, okay, you see, I'm looking at you. There's really nothing between us but air that we can't see, right? But once you do psychedelics enough, you understand that there's a lot of shit in between us.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking matter. There's a lot of fucking energy. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like you pick up on that. You understand energy way more after you've done psychedelics than before. You
Well,
get what I'm saying?
100%.
And like, you just understand the power of your mind also. Because I've fucking done acid and just like had thoughts and shit, and like shit that I've thought will happen. You understand what I'm saying? Like I felt like I was just controlling reality at some point. You get what I'm saying?
No, I feel it.
Yeah, so it's like,
Well, that's why I wanted to talk to you
level set
about
shit, bro.
Genesis 127, the actual verse. Not, I mean, I love
Which
the
one?
project too, but the being the man and the God, and like realizing that yourself, and it's created in the image. And that's why I was pressing you before about like making that decision in your mind, because I think some people need psychedelics, some people don't. But when you realize that you're the one in charge, and you are the like.
Cause yo, I'll put it like this. At the end of the day, like what did God do? God made reality, right? God made the world. God put all of this shit together. He created the sun, moon, the stars, everything that you see, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, within your life, you have to create your own reality. You understand what I'm saying? So at some point, you are the God of your own reality. You are the decision maker of things that happen in your life that affect you today, tomorrow. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The next couple years. If you don't actually put a plan that you think of in your head into action, it's not gonna fucking happen.
No.
So at the end of the day, if you could come up with a thought, right, in your head, and then you could say it, and then you could do it, and then you can like make something out of the thing that you did, and then you could become that thing. You just created and manifested your reality. So that's like a godlike ability in a sense. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's like once you can actually do that, you can say shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
No, I feel you, because it's all about consistency and knowing that like if you like people waste days, and when you realize you
Yeah.
can't waste a single day, even if you're having fun that day, then
do
every
something.
day matters for that forward grind. That's that power, you know? Because I see people do the same thing as me, but they don't do it at this consistent level. Shit, I do 3 episodes a week and I don't miss a week. Like, no one's but you know what I mean? Like, I know that if I do that, I'm going to create something that's crazier than what I even imagined when I started this shit, which was in their fucking closet in Boston. Like,
You one of those crazy? What I just thought of when you said that. I remember years ago, way before I was taking music serious. Like, I always took my rapping ability serious. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I always took the fact that I felt like I was the greatest rapper ever serious. But as far as having a rap career, it was levels to the seriousness. You understand what I'm saying? I feel like I wasn't taking this shit serious until like 2012, 13. You understand what I'm saying? While I was trying to formulate albums and put out tapes, and you understand what I'm saying?
right around when you
Shit like
started
that.
doing psychedelics.
Not. Well, yeah. But a little bit before that. You know what I'm
Alright.
saying? A little bit
Yeah.
before that. But what I was gonna say is years before, probably like 2006, 2005, right? I used to know this kid, right? And like it's more than 7 years, so I could say. You know what I'm saying? Like, we used to sell weed and shit, you know what I'm saying? And then, I at times, I used to buy the bud off him, he used to buy the weed off me, but he used to make music and shit, right? And, like, he was doing shit, but, and I used to try to figure, like, how the fuck is he getting all these looks? You understand what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? Like, why I ain't getting these fucking looks? Even though we wasn't in the same circle, it's like, yo, how do I get in a position where I'm getting these motherfucking looks?
Yeah.
He told me, he was like, yo, son, with this music shit, he's like, yo, regardless of what, I make sure I do something every day with my music career. Like, regardless of what it is, whether it's write a song, send an email, do whatever. You know what I'm saying? I just make sure I try to do something every day. And then after a year, you done did 365 things in the name of making yourself a larger, better artist.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like I always had that in mind. I didn't apply it right then and there because I wasn't really, you know what I mean? I wasn't really doing this shit like that.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, I did. It was like, you know what? I'm going to just do something every day for this shit. It doesn't matter what it is. It just has to be something. Like every day I wake up, I have to do something to push my music career forward. And I did this shit. You understand what I'm saying? I still do. And it add up to a lot of fucking shit.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? It add up to so much that it be shit coming back to me that I don't even remember where it came from. Or it's like, yo, what the fuck? Or it be like songs that come out and I don't even remember doing the shit. It's like, shit, what the fuck I did? Like, oh, shit. Like, you understand what I'm saying? It's just energy that came back to me from me putting so much energy out there and not expecting it to come back immediately. Like, every day I'm doing something for music, but I'm not expecting the instant gratification.
Yeah.
You understand? I'm just doing it for the fucking fact that I'm trying to do a thing. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But all that shit added up and it created what we got right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That instant gratification I've been like writing a lot about. Just like, you know, like sitting down and writing, trying to get my ideas out. And that's the thing I think about being young, being like mid-20s now is like, I need to realize that instant gratification is not, I just need to like plant the seeds and let it grow.
Nah, yo, you know what's crazy? Is that where you're at right now, what you doing at your age, I was not thinking about shit like that. I didn't even have, you understand what I'm saying? Like, instant gratification fucked me up. I ain't gonna lie. Like getting instant gratification a lot in life fucked my whole perception up of other things that aren't instant gratification things.
No, I feel you.
But I didn't realize that until I got older. So where you're at in life, the fact that you know that already and the fact that you have things going is good. Because I didn't have shit going like how you got it when I was this age.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I was rapping, but...
But I also I was down that hole, like, more than I ever talk about or, like, say.
No,
like, I had to go through that. And then that's when the DMT... It's funny, I mentioned... when we were talking, I mentioned talking to Buddha, and you kind of smiled. But, like, for real, that shit, like, Buddha was the one who told me to,
I would
like...
tell you, because I've had several DMT trips. I felt like when, in one of my DMT trips, I felt like it made me realize, like, yo, God is a woman. For some reason, because you know how, I don't know, before I ever did that shit, everybody be on some like, yo, when you do DMT, you're going to see God. You know what I mean? Different forms of that conversation I've heard.
Yeah.
Right? And I understand. The first time I ever did DMT, I saw a motherfucking, I don't even know if it's a God, but I know it's like a thing. You know them, like the Aztecs or the Mayans, you know, like
I saw that in the last trip, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yo, you know, like, they're motherfucking, like,
The square heads,
yeah, like, you know how they draw their symbol, like their figures and shit? Like, I saw one of those. You understand what I'm saying? Like, the first time. And then, like, later on in the day, I saw, like, some shit that resembled it graffitied on a wall. I'm like, oh, shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know how you get those revelations after you do,
Omens
like,
and shit,
psychedelics? How, like, you'll probably just think of something in your head while you're tripping, and then, like, later on in the day, you'll see the same shit, and you'll be like, whoa. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
no, 100%.
that ass. So, like, in a lot of my DMT trips, I saw, like, different fucking, like, okay, I saw that Aztec, the Mayan shit. I don't know which it is. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no,
I don't
no,
want to
no.
confuse them
No,
because
I
they
know what
two
you-
different things. I don't mean no disrespect. You know what I'm saying? Part of my ignorance. But like, all right, I saw that one time. I remember, right? I seen fucking DJ Muggs post some shit on his Instagram. Right? He was in fucking Egypt. And he was like on like this walkway with motherfucking camels and all sorts of shit. And then like the side of it, you see like the pyramids and shit. He looking up and he just looking at some crazy shit, right? So one time I was tripping, I did the DMT pen. Boop. And yo, I promise you, I saw this shit. Like I went to fucking Egypt, bro. I was on the same the same energy I felt looking at that, like the DJ Mug shit.
Yeah.
I felt that same fucking energy while I was like tripping and shit. Like, and then I'm looking around in the trip, and then like I seen the pyramids. I was at like the foot of one of those motherfuckers.
Like Google Earth or some shit.
Yeah, like I was at like some Sphinx type of shit, but it was mad big. I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, so like I understand like how you would see those things, but then I also understood why fucking those ancient people, like those ancient tribes, used to draw those type of things because they used to be tripping. They used to fucking eat all sorts of little plants and different shit that was growing and all sorts of things to try to like expand their mind and shit.
Yeah.
So I understand like why they was drawing those things, because those was things that they was seeing on trips. Because if you trip now, you're gonna see it and there's no explanation of why you see that shit.
Yeah.
You understand
And then you
what I'm
sound
saying?
like a crazy person.
Yeah, but everybody who's tripped on that same thing can understand that. Like, yo, I saw the same shit. Or I seen something that looked just like that.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And then you do your research on DMT and understand that it comes from every living fucking thing. You understand what I'm saying? It comes from plants. It comes from sand. It comes from everything you could think of that's a natural thing from the earth. You can extract DMT from. So all those ancient motherfuckers who was smart as a motherfucker, who today science really still can't explain why or how they were so intelligent. That's how I motherfucking.
How do you think
That's
that
what I
got there?
attributed to,
How do you
huh?
think that got there?
What? How think what got there?
The hallucinogens in the first place.
God is part of Earth. Earth is a big like Earth is a breathing thing also. You get what I'm saying? If everything on Earth that comes from it is a natural living breathing thing, Earth breathes too in different forms. Hurricanes, rain, all sorts of shit is just different forms of respiration. You understand what I'm saying? In the Earth form. Volcanic eruptions is, you understand what I'm saying? All that shit is this living organism that we live on that's spinning around. All that shit is
But have you thought about like why then the hallucinogens start expanding the brain
Because
and making you?
This may not be a fact, but I always used to think that when you do shit like acid and shrooms and all shit, it activate, like particularly acid. You know how they say you only use 10% of your brain or whatever? I feel like when you do psychedelics like acid and all that shit, it activates the other parts of your brain.
Yeah.
Let's say it allows you to use 30% of your brain. You understand what I'm saying? So with that 30% of your brain, you can kind of manipulate your reality in a certain type of way. Like you can like speak things into existence for a certain.
Do you make music tripping?
No, cause honestly, I don't even trip no more. Like I haven't tripped for a couple years because, and it wasn't even a bad thing. I felt like I just experienced everything.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
I did acid one time and I hit the DMT pen, and then like I seen like, you know how sometimes you do DMT and you just go, it like you go to a place where it looks like fuzz on the TV,
Mm-hmm.
right? I went to
like,
some shit, like I seen some shit like that, right? But it was purple. And then like I seen like some like I can't even explain it. Like it kind of looked like some like Alien. You ever watched the movie Alien?
Yeah.
Like it looked like one of those, but then it also looked like this fucking, like I seen this meme one time of 50 Cent and he was dressed up as like, I can't remember, like this character that has horns and shit. It was black. You feel me?
Yeah.
But hey, it looked like that. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
But anyway, I seen that shit and it was just floating and it was just transforming into different shit. And it was like, yo, what more do you want to see? Like, it just kept transforming
shit.
into shit. And it asked me, it's like, yo, what more do you want to see? And like, I just felt like, yo, I've seen everything I need to see on psychedelics. Like, I absorbed everything.
Yeah.
I don't need to see it. That's probably like my brain telling me, like, yo, if you do that shit, boy, you go
You'll
crazy.
get lost. Exactly. You'll get lost.
I was like, all right, I'm good. Like, you feel me?
Damn, so all the music you've made, like, recently, none of that.
Nah, none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, the one song, that song DMT Vape Pen, that was literally the verse that I thought of, like, after, like, all right, I went to one of my friend's house and shit. Like I told you, my homie who, like, the first person who showed me the DMT pen. It's funny because I always used to go over his crib and he'd be like, yo, you want to try the pen? I'm like, nah, I'm not ready. You feel me?
Yeah, you're like,
He
yeah.
always used to be like, all
You
right,
have to
try
have
the
it,
pen.
like, yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm not ready. But you know what I'm saying?
self-time,
Like, DMT is some shit, like, it comes to you. Like, you can't go looking for that shit. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
somehow it just finds you. If you're interested in it, it's gonna come to you.
I wouldn't have done it unless the day I did it.
You understand what I'm saying?
Time,
It comes to you. So anyway, like I said, I always used to go over to his crib and shit. And he had the pen one time. He's like, yo, you wanna try it? I'm like, nah. You wanna try it? Nah. So one day I did the shit. Like I told you, that day when I seen the Aztec shit. So after I left, I'm walking down the block and I just started thinking of like bars and shit.
Yeah.
So that's when I wrote that shit. But like
Dang.
half of that shit, I didn't even write it. Like I just made it up in my head. And then like halfway through, I'm like, nah, this shit crazy. I gotta write it down before I forget this. So that was probably like one of the joints that I did where I was like actually tripping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like majority of the time, I just be smoking weed when I write my songs. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't even be on nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'll just be completely sober while I'm writing, and then I'll probably smoke halfway through it. Just like, I don't know, smoking is like a segue sometimes. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do.
It's like while you're writing, it's like, I'll probably get to a point where I can't think of nothing. I'm going to smoke. Not saying smoking activates my thought. It's just like
No, I feel
something to do while I'm
It gets your
thinking.
brain off of it,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's that.
Damn. Do you go fucking crazy on stage? Like, you go to, like, a different place, I feel,
Hell yeah.
when you perform.
yeah.
There's, like, a certain... There's only a few performers I've seen in my life that do that. Like, where do you think that is?
That comes from the fact that, like I said, right? All right. I could go really far with this story. I could take you really, really far back.
Let's do it.
All right. So,
Anna, you mind grabbing me a seltzer? Thanks.
probably like the first time, right? Like I said, well, I haven't told you this, right? But if you watch a lot of my other interviews, right? Like I said, when I was younger, my mom had sent me to London because I was getting in trouble out here. You know what I'm saying? And like as I get older, I understand and I overstand why she did that, because it was like at the rate I was going at that early age, I would have got into serious fucking trouble before I actually had a chance to do something. Even though I ended up getting into shit as I got older, but that particular time, I was really going left. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, anyway, that time when I went to London and shit, right? That was when I first started to rap. So, like, once I got over there in school and shit, I'm like the kid from New York. But, like, there's kids in the school rapping and shit, doing their thing. But once I'm like, oh, y'all rap? Oh, look, I rap too. So I start spitting, and it's like, oh, shit, you rap? Like, oh, this shit is hard. So, like, I was always, like, in a sense, performing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, people always just gave me an audience when they want to hear me rap and shit.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And this was when I was, like, 14 and shit. So I would say over time, you know what I'm saying, I was always performing in front of a mic, just honing my skills, right? Around that time when I did that coast to coast shit, I was like, that was like when I really first started to perform my raps, like my songs and all that shit. I was going to open mics, you get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Just trying to do my thing, get an audience, just get people to listen to my music. So like during those motherfucking times, it was really just like practice. You know what I'm saying? Every performance was like, okay, what can I do better? How did I do? You understand what I'm saying? What can I do to improve this shit? So I felt like I've probably done 100 of those before I got to this point where my music is a thing and I'm going on tour. I'm getting booked for shows. Like you see me, it's like, yo, this motherfucker performs crazy. It's only because I've done so many shows practicing to get to this point that now I'm here. It's like, yo, this is nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, because now I know how to do my shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can make music, you can make songs, but you have to, like, learn how to perform your shit.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
No, I do.
And, like, that's something that I had to learn. And then, like, I could honestly say, like, one person who really, like, put me on to the finesse of performing is China Streetz. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She gets all the credit for that. I ain't gonna lie.
Shout out her episode.
You know what
We
I'm
talked about that.
Yeah,
how
hell
crazy
yeah,
you
hell
are
yeah.
performing too.
Yeah, because
For real.
you know what I'm saying? She's a motherfucker, man.
Yeah.
Trust me. So it's like just the practice that I've had as far as just like performing, doing a lot of shows where it's like, you know, let's say you go on to perform and then you get there and there's 5 fucking people in the crowd. You understand what I'm saying? Like, what?
I do. That happens to
No,
me
but listen,
still,
right?
bro.
Think about.
I had to do comedy in front of like 4 people.
Matter of fact, boom, right? I'm gonna tell you this. I'm even go back further. The first rap show I ever did was with him, with Ox, right? My homie is sitting right here, right? We did a fucking show at this fucking spot in Harlem, right? That was the first time we ever fucking performed. It was like, yo, and our raps is hardcore about fucking robbing people and punching people in the face and doing all sorts of stupid shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the people that was performing before us was like some neo soul shit, some motherfucking. These motherfuckers was some motherfucking. Yo, these niggas was some fucking snap poetry type of shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, we going up there and spit some wild shit. But like the nerves that you have, like where the crowd doesn't know you, they don't know what music you about to do. It's like you have to get, they just looking at you like, okay, what the fuck you gonna do? So now you have to like do something that's good enough to get them out of that one stage where they don't know who the fuck you are. 2, they probably expect you not to be good because most motherfuckers ain't good. It's like, oh, you understand what I'm saying? So you have to get them out of those 2 modes right there. And then you have to get them to the point where it's like, oh, I fuck with this.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But the fact that these motherfuckers are staring at you all weird and there might only be a couple people there could throw you off. You understand what I'm saying? So you have to get to a point in yourself where that's not bothering you. Your whole shit is, oh, I'm going to kill this crowd. It don't matter if it's 5 of them there.
Man,
I'm going to get these 5 people to love my shit.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? That's the thing that I had to practice. That's the thing that I had to get over. Because I've done a lot of fucking shows in the beginning stages where there wasn't many people there. But instead of making that fuck up my show, I did some shit where it's like, yo, I fucked with that. So now, by this time, it's like, yo, I know how to just like, I have an energy with me. It's like, yo.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, for every night there was 5 people there, it's like a fury behind me. Like, yo, I'm going to kill this shit now that I got a big ass crowd. Like, because at the end of the day, the crowd is not the biggest it could be.
Man,
you understand what I'm saying? There's a type of energy I need to have. You know that DMX shit where he's on stage was like
the
a
whole
million fucking people. Yo, imagine you can't just get in front of the mic and be like, da-da-da-da. You have to have a certain type of energy within yourself to move those people.
Yeah.
Because when you come out there, if your name ain't the biggest thing, they just like, all right, what you gonna do?
No, I feel it.
They're gonna give you fucking 20 seconds. If you can't fucking change their mood to liking you in those 20 seconds, you're gonna lose them.
I gotta fucking
You understand
salute
what I'm
you.
saying?
Nah,
So
I
it's like-
understand that. That's fucking comedy on some
Yeah.
real shit. Like, that's what going to these rap events and these weed events where I'm the only comedian on the lineup,
Mm-hmm.
and I fucking walk up on stage looking how I do, and I have to make everyone who doesn't even want to like. They like laugh. That shit made me be like, I don't fucking
Mm-hmm.
care. I'll go anywhere. I don't care if there's 3 people. I'm there to
You know what I'm
like.
saying? Like that
Yeah.
tenacity behind you will allow you to do anything. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
But that's why I asked. This is long-winded to be. Is that the same place you go in the booth, or is that a different place?
in the booth, I kind of go to the same place sometimes, but it's like with the shows, it's a different thing because there's people there watching me. So it's like, it's a certain energy I have to give them. Like, all right, with certain shows, even though there might be a lot of people in the crowd sometimes, it's like, you can, like, I'll just zero in on one person and just, like, change their mood. Like, I'll just be, like, peeping the person, like, okay, I got him. Like, I have, like, you know, people who may not be familiar, they'll be, like, they'll just be standing there looking, like, listening, trying to figure out if they like it or not. Yeah. And then, like, over time, it's like, oh, I got their ass. Like, oh, yeah, I got them. You know what I'm saying? So, in the booth, it's, like, it's more so, like, I know I got a certain type of shit with me. So, it's, like, it's a cockiness, but then it's, like, in the back of my mind, I know that there's always somebody possibly trying to take my spot. There's always somebody gunning for me. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, all right, cool. I always have to be super ferocious if that's what it's called for.
Yeah, but you still work with a lot of, like, you do a lot of the collaboration albums that are all fire.
But you know, at the end of the day, it's like, yo, it's still, like, I'm me. So while I'm on the track, I still have to represent me the way I feel like I'm being fully represented.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And lately, my reputation is like I be killing shit. So I always have to kill it. You understand what I'm saying? It's like...
Is that hard to live up to, or you feel like all these years of grinding is
it's
like...
Not really hard to live up to. You understand what I'm saying? Because sometimes I do it and I don't even be knowing that I do it. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just, you know, as an artist, you like... Sometimes you'll make songs... And you may not like every single song you make the same. You understand what I'm saying? Like with me, it has to hit a certain level of my own standard before I put it out. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes the level of that level of standard has levels. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. It might be like, okay, it's the standard, but I love this song. But, you know, I like this song. It's fire enough where it's like, you know, you can't say, yo, that shit is trash, bro.
Yeah.
You understand? It's still some smoke, but it's like, you know, it's levels to that. So sometimes I may put a song out where it's like, it's good, but it may not be as good as this other shit. But then the song that I think, it's good, people will be like, oh my God, Rome, this is my favorite fucking song by you. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, when I'm killing shit, like, people might hear, like, yo, you're wrong. How it's not really hard to kill shit because people will hear it and be like, yo, this is my favorite shit. This is the best shit I ever heard you do. But in my mind, it's like, yo, I didn't really kill it. Like, I should have. You know what I mean?
I hate to do this, but is there, what track are you talking about? I could have
did some better shit. You know what I mean? Not like it's trash, but it's like,
what track is, like, what are you talking about?
Because I don't want to discredit no song.
I feel you.
And I don't want to, you know what I mean?
I feel you.
You get what I'm saying? It's all fire. I don't want to say I don't like some shit because I do love it.
Then how did you prepare for the Hitler shit?
I just, like, I put it like this. With the Hitler shit, I would say put it like this. The first time I ever did some shit with Westside Gunn, like, I kind of knew and understood, like, the platform that I'd be on. You know what I'm saying? Like, the fact that, I had, you know what I'm saying? I have fans, but me being on a song, me being on one of his albums puts me on a larger platform. You understand what I'm saying?
Flag God is an awesome God
Yeah,
too.
so it's like I kind of, just I'm going to go in. I'm going to go hard. I'm going to make sure I spit some hard shit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's really just the preparation. That was the first time. So once I got to the Hitler shit, it was like, all right, I already know what this is. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same mentality. I'm going to just go in there and fucking body that shit. Honestly, I'm going to just kill it because just like how that shit came about, it was like, okay, I had to show and prove. You know what I'm saying? Not saying motherfuckers ain't believe what was going on, but it was like they see it. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, we right here. What you gonna do? It's different from me just emailing you a track. You know what I'm saying?
No, I feel
but like when we in the studio together, you get what I'm saying? Because as an artist, it's levels to this shit too. You know what I'm saying? There's levels to it. Like it's like,
do you just listen to that Meek Mill track on fucking?
Nah. I really like appreciate that phrase. You know what I'm saying?
I
Because
agree.
that's something
100%,
that applies to
yeah.
life, like for real. You know what I'm saying?
No, I
Shout out
agree.
to Meek Mill for even bringing that shit into
I'm
popular slang. You know what I'm saying? But like, I would say, damn,
I fucked it up with a shitty joke.
What was I saying? No. What
Damn.
was I saying? No, to what?
When you were coming on Hitler 8, the levels of him testing
Oh yeah.
you.
All right,
testing
put like
you in
this.
the
Like,
studio.
think about this, right? It's like you can make a song. Like, let's say I made a song and it took me a whole fucking week. Or matter of fact, you just listen to my music, but you don't actually see the process. You understand what I'm saying? Or even if we done a song together, it's just email. You don't see the process. You know what I'm saying? Not that this is the case, but you don't know if there's a whole room of motherfuckers giving me ideas and shit. You understand what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, it's different as opposed to me and you being in the room right now and you put a beat on and I just make some shit in 20 minutes. Like, all right, boom, I'm about to go on the booth. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As opposed to you can hear a song and be like, yo, this song is fire, but those verses might have took me 3 days to write. Well, as opposed to we here right now, you see me cook up some shit in 20 minutes. You be like, oh shit, okay, he really do this shit. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes, like with the Hitler shit, that's what it was. Like we was actually in the studio. Like, all right, I'm gonna show you that this ain't no fluke. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this shit right here. I'm gonna cook it up like hibachi right here. You know what I mean? But then also, it was just cool to, you know what I mean, working with Westside Gunn. Like seeing him do his own shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how I really prepared for it. It was just like, yo, I know I had to kill it. Like, that was it.
Yeah. And then it came out dope. I like that. I like the compilation style of it, of just hearing everybody fucking rap, because that's what I wanted to hear.
That shit
like,
was fun, man.
Yeah.
Fun. I was there for pretty much the whole shit.
Really? How'd y'all meet?
How me and West Beat?
Yeah.
I met him backstage at a show. But like, you know how sometimes you can meet somebody and you don't know if they may know who you are, but then you just meet them like, yo, it was good. But then you can formally meet them and then they be like, yo, yeah, I know. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, it was 2 times I met him. The first time was more so just like, I was at a show and we was backstage, I mean, like outside in the parking lot and shit. It was me and like I was with Tech from Smith & Wesson and like a couple other people. Even A.A. Rashid was there. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out A.A.
But I didn't even know him at that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, we was back there and then Wes pulled up and it was just, he pulled up, I'm like, yo, what's good? Nice to meet you. It was on some shit like that and he was just doing what he was doing. So that was the time I met him first, but he probably didn't know who I was. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The next time I met him was, I think, I don't know. I can't really count is the like him meeting me, But it was in a way like he kind of knew who he was. You know what I'm saying? Because another time we was at a show outside. You know what I'm saying? And like, it was me, I think Uncle John, Source Heist, and probably like somebody else. I can't remember. China was there, and somebody else. I can't remember who was there. You know what I'm saying? But we was all just hanging out outside and shit. And then like he pulled up. You know what I'm saying? But like he was in like a taxi or some shit. And like you know what I mean? Like he pulled up to where he was at and he was in the car. He was like, oh, I see the ghouls outside. You know what I mean? Talking to us, and then he got out like, yo, what up? And then, you know what I mean? He dapped us up. But we wasn't awesome. Like, yo, it was good. Like he said some shit to us. But we all rappers. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I don't know if he seen us then. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if that's counting as meeting him.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The real time I met him was outside of outside of a spot in LES right here, the Delancey. I was outside smoking, and he just like kind of appeared out of nowhere, like him and Flea Lord. You know what I'm saying? We was literally outside smoking weed. I'm staring like outside on the street, and then I just looked to my right, and then he just like right there. Like I was like, oh shit. And he came up to me like, yo, what's good? And he was like, yo, son, I fuck with that 96 Naughty. I'm like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? That was the time we took that picture that first time. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that was probably like the real time I met him like formally. You know what I'm saying? That was probably what year was that? 2019 maybe?
Damn.
Was it 2019? 2000. I don't be knowing these fucking years,
Nah,
bro.
I feel you.
That
When
shit
you're just moving, it all
yeah,
runs
that shit
together.
is just one
Nah,
big smear,
I feel
bro.
you.
Oh yeah, the world is open. So it was like 2019.
So then when did your show with Griselda happen?
Last year. I would say last summer. Like right after my yeah, it was last summer, like right when I was on tour, like my first tour like we put together and shit. I was in Atlanta, and like Wes, he had my number from before, you know what I'm saying? From when I did the track. Even that night when I met him outside of Delancey, like he had my number from that, you know what I'm saying? But he just hit me up like, yo, what's good? Like, you know? And I'm like, yo, ain't shit. Like, I'm in Atlanta doing a show. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, you in the A? You got a show tonight? Or tomorrow or some shit? I'm like, yeah. He's like, yo, I'm going to pull up. And he came to the show. And then we chopped it up. You know what I'm saying? He's like, yo, I want to work with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's do some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's pretty much how it happened.
Damn.
Kind of like, also kind of off a tweet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I said some shit.
What'd you say?
Somebody tweeted like, yo, Westside Gunn should do an album with Rome Streetz. Like, should executive produce an album with Rome Streetz.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yo, just, you know, talking shit. Me being, you know, just awesome talking shit on Twitter. I'm like, yo, if he did, that'd be the best shit he ever did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, he texted me and shit, like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like the same day, it was like later on and shit. He had texted me and he was like, yo, that shit you said on Twitter, like, you know, if I did the album with you, it'd be the best shit I ever did. You know what I'm saying? Let's do it. And he was like, yo, I fuck with it. Like, I respect it because that's some shit that I would have said. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just like the mindset behind saying that. You know what I'm saying? You believe in yourself so much. He's like, you know what I'm saying? I made all these dope albums. You think the shit we do together gonna be the best shit? I'm like, yeah, like, I'm the best. Like, fuck, like, if you rap and you don't think you the best shit ever, like,
You still think it's gonna be the
fucking
best
up.
shit?
Like, oh yeah, it's gonna be the best shit. Trust me. Like, yeah, hell yeah.
Is that your
Hell
next
yeah.
drop?
Yeah, hopefully. That's what I want my next drop to be. Like, my next album, yes. Yes, that's my next album. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You probably gonna hear me on shit, like, you know, features and shit, other people's songs. You know what I'm saying? But, like, my next full offering, yeah.
Have you started it yet?
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Listen, man. That shit is...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything you can give about? I'm not even going.
overqualified, man. I'm over like I've been working on that shit since the summertime.
Damn.
Among other things though, but like, you know,
Yeah.
like
Do you approach it differently?
Yes. But then over time I approach it, you know, kind of similar to how I approach my other things. But then in the beginning, it was a different approach. It was more so just like, you know what I mean? Like I went to go link up with West to go make, you know what I mean? Like the same time I did the Hitler shit, we went to go cook up.
Yeah.
So like, it was more so like, let me just see what I can make in this amount of time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then because we still doing things, like I was still working on other things. Like I still had other albums to put out. So I mean that's why I dropped nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But then over time, like I just was like, you know what, how can I just make what I made already better? You know what I'm saying? How can I add to this? Because also it's like a lot of my albums, like, all right, before I say that, like, I remember, like, just in my quest to just, you know, understand and, like, in my quest to understand how to be a complete artist, you know, like, I watch interviews, you know what I'm saying? I get insight, you know what I'm saying? Just interviews give you insight on the things that the music don't tell you about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How this shit work. So, like, I remember I was watching an interview with Joel Santana, and he said, damn, what the fuck? I smoked too much weed, bro. Fucking lost what the fuck I was about to say.
Joel Santana said something
Nah,
about.
he fucking... Oh,
I smoke too much weed too.
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Fuck, bro.
People are sitting
That's
on the edge of
crazy,
their
'cause
seat
motherfucker
right
gonna look at
now,
this shit like, yo,
waiting
this nigga
for
Ron was a fucking burnout.
about making it better, about going.
Oh yeah,
back
nah.
and
All right, boom.
making
This
it
what he
better.
said. He was like, yo, he was talking about working on an album, right? And he was like, yeah, you know, I'm working on this album, and I probably did like 100 songs, and I'm just gonna narrow down the best ones. I'm like, god damn, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Because I used to think, like, you know, every song has such a fucking, like, sentimental value or just, you know, it's so much meaning. You know what I mean? So much, I put so much behind all the words that I say that I'm not going to make a song and it's never going to come out.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's a waste. Like, I go so hard spitting bars or spitting shit that I feel like is the best shit somebody's ever going to hear. It's like, how can it not come out?
Nah,
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, I felt like that was an interesting process to like work on an album and then make 50 songs and only choose 12. You understand what I'm saying? Majority of my albums, however many songs they are, is like, I just made a bunch of songs and then it's like, okay, I'm done. And then if that's 13 songs, then that's how many songs the album. Nothing really goes to waste. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like with this shit, there was a point where I felt like the shit was done. But then it was like, all right, I still got so much time to like, I'm not dropping this shit no time soon. This is going to be the next shit I drop. So really all the music that I work on is in the name of this album. So it's like the amount of songs that I've been making in the name of this one album is a lot. I
How many
probably
songs?
have over 30 songs.
Wow.
So this whole process is a different thing. I never really worked on an album and had so many songs, and now I had to scale down and pick from this big ass pile. You understand what I'm saying?
How many you think you're gonna choose?
I don't know. I'm saying.
And are
I
you
would
doing
say-
that, or are you leaving it up to Wes?
I would say it's more like a joint thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But with me, I'm so hands-on that it's like I never really made music like, okay, here's 30 songs. Pick whichever one
Make
you
the
want.
album,
Like I
yeah.
don't like I can't really I can't do that.
Yeah.
You understand? I
Nah,
have
I
to
feel
be
you.
involved in it because
Nah, I feel you.
the person who didn't make it may not understand the value or the sentimental value behind why I'm saying certain things.
And there's a through line.
on a track.
Yeah.
You might just hear the track and be like, yo, this is hard. But I feel like this song better. But it's like, you know what? The things that I'm saying, I feel like they need to be heard on this particular setting.
Nah, I feel
Now,
you.
you understand? This can't wait. You understand what I'm saying? Not saying that that's the case, but I'm just saying like the level of involvement in picking songs, like I still got to be hands-on. Regardless if Wes is executive producer, he is. But I'm just saying it's not, the process isn't just like, here's these 30 songs you pick.
Nah, I feel
You understand what I'm saying?
Do you think those songs, the ones you don't pick, will never be released?
No, it's all coming out. It's just like, you understand what I'm saying? The intensity. I'm the type of person, like, certain songs may have way more intensity than others. So, with an album that I feel like is going to be like, you know, potentially the biggest thing I ever dropped to date, that I have the most eyes on it, you know, that'll get the most reach.
Yeah.
I would feel like I would put the most intense songs, like the songs that I feel the strongest about. Like, I wouldn't, like, if I have any apprehension about a song, I wouldn't put it on there.
Mm-hmm.
So, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My whole aim is to only have the most intense songs on there. And not intense, like, oh, I'm just talking about, like,
The ones you
intense
feel
as far
the
as
most,
just the
yeah.
best. You understand what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So, that's really it.
You have a
know what I'm
name for it?
saying? Nah. And
Do
it's,
you? You don't have to tell me.
No.
but,
And
like,
this is not me being like, oh, you know what I mean? Trying to be
I
mysterious
feel
and
you.
shit. It's like, I honestly don't have a name for this shit because I don't. And this is, like, this whole process is different. I'm not going to lie, because majority of the time I have the name of the album before, or it would just come, like, I don't know. It would just be there.
Yeah.
Right now it's not there. Only because I'm just so focused on, like, the material, just making the best shit.
Yeah.
Like, the name will come to me when it's supposed to come. If I don't have a name for it right now, it's because I'm not supposed to be focused on it.
100%.
Because 9 times out of 10, all the names for my shit just come to me. It's not like all day I'm sitting down thinking, got a vision board, I'm writing, and it's like, no. You know what I mean? Crumpling up papers, no.
Yeah.
It comes to me while I'm doing the most randomest shit.
Nah, I feel
You know what I mean? I'm taking out the garbage, and it's like, bing. Yeah, that's it. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you.
Like, those are the best thoughts.
Last question. Where'd you get that picture of that dude snorting the snow?
Oh.
Fucking, that
You know
shit's
what's
the
crazy?
funniest
I
cover.
can't remember
That reminds me of the
exactly where I've
Capadonna
seen that
shit.
shit. I can't remember exactly where I've seen that shit, but I just seen that shit on fucking, I just seen that shit on the internet. I was like, yo, this is funny as shit. And you know what's crazy is that I seen somebody that I know, I would say it might have actually been today, right? Or yesterday. I seen somebody that I know do that. Like, literally recreate that cover.
Really?
And I screenshotted it, and in my head, I'm like, yeah, this is going to be the next cover, right? I'm going to use this exact, like, I swear to God, I got the screenshot in my phone right now.
That's dope as fuck.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like,
I love that cover, but it's so unlike all the others.
it's like, you know what's fucked up? I wish I could have put that shit on streaming. So when you go on iTunes, that's the cover that pops up. But like, they wouldn't let me put that shit up for some reason. Like,
why?
I don't know.
Damn.
I couldn't upload that cover. It might have been cause like the resolution of the picture isn't super duper high. Cause I didn't take the picture,
No, it's
and I don't
just
know who took the picture, and I just snatched it from somewhere. I don't have the highest quality picture,
Nice.
so it's like me trying to upload it. the quality wasn't good enough for the site. Do you understand what I'm saying? So
Nah, I
they dubbed
feel
the
you.
shit.
Damn.
But like, I wanted that to be the cover. Cause
Man.
that's like the funniest shit.
That is the. Thank you for doing this. I really
Yeah,
appreciate your time.
Thank you for
Thank you guys
having
for
me, bro.
sitting in on this too. Nah, for real. Thank you for coming and sitting in on another one, China. Thank you for
having me,
this. For
man.
real, I appreciate
I
it.
enjoy doing this shit. I enjoy podcasts, and I actually enjoy your shit because you ask cool shit. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
It's
you.
not
man.
like the typical music questions and shit. And then with me, like I like to like really just talk about interesting stuff. But it's crazy because every time I do a podcast, I always feel like there's more shit I want to say. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I'm going to leave you with this funny story. I can't remember if I told you this, but I remember when I was here and, you know what I'm saying, you was doing the shit with China. And I was supposed, like, y'all was talking about something, and then it made me think of something because the story she was telling, I was there too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, the story she was telling where she was tripping on the...
Oh, and seeing doubles with people. Yeah.
So, the shit that happened to me, I seen in the same spot, I seen a guy with 10 rows of eyes. I was tripping so hard.
God damn.
Like, cause we in the club and shit, and the guy's like, you know what I mean, nodding his head to the music and shit. And then like, somehow I noticed him, and then like, you know, when you on acid, it's the trails and shit.
Yeah.
So he's nodding his head mad fast, and then his eyes just like shot up to the fucking ceiling. I was like, oh shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that shit is like, to this day, that's probably the craziest shit I've seen with my eyes open on psychedelics.
All right.
Like, the DMT shit, all that shit is like with my eyes closed. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Because like, you hit the pen, you sit back, close your eyes.
You see weird shit.
Yeah, exactly. That's the craziest shit I ever seen with my eyes open. Like, it was like, you know, in a cartoon when something happens and then kind of like freeze frame for 2 seconds on that thing, like he nodded his head, his eyes flew up to the ceiling, and then it froze for 2 seconds. I was like, oh shit! Like, yo,
All right. What's
that's the craziest shit ever, yo. I swear to God.
The craziest visual? I'll end on this. Did I tell the story about me at the beach tripping on acid?
No.
All right, good. I'll tell you this. I was tripping hard on acid. Oh, I got crumbs all over myself for this whole fucking interview. Oh, I was
can't
tripping
see it.
balls, and I see the sand, and I'm like, what the fuck? What's up with this sand? So I lay down with my face in the sand, and each piece of sand's like a different person in another
Oh, wow.
universe. And I'm just like face in the sand looking at all these fucking
crazy.
people interacting with another universe.
Yeah.
And that shit freaked me out.
Tripping on the beach.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, this is the last thing I'm gonna say. I remember one time. It's probably one of the last times I did acid. I was in Miami. I was on the beach, right? And I did the tab, and like I'm laying down, like just like we laying on the sand and shit. It was like on the beach chairs and shit. I'm looking up at the fucking sky, and like for hours, I'm sitting there like, yo, this shit didn't do nothing. Like, I don't feel this shit at all. Like, it's been hours and I'm not tripping.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? But mind you, right? And like, okay, I get off the beach and that's when I start tripping. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh
Yeah.
shit. Like, soon as I got to like regular life, like on the street, I'm like, oh shit, that shit just like smacked me in my face. But the whole time I was on the beach, it's like summertime. It's mad bright. I'm staring up at the sky and it's not fucking hurting my eyes. I'm looking at the clouds and they're like transforming into different things. But in my mind, I'm just like thinking like, oh yeah, you know how you
It's
look at
just
clouds
regular
and it's just,
Yeah.
they change into shit and you can see different things. But like, I was really tripping and I was staring at the sky and it wasn't hurting my eyes and I was seeing all sorts of retarded shit. But it felt so natural because, you know, when they say you trip in nature, it's like, it's a different thing. Like, it hits you totally different where it feels like you're not even tripping because you in like natural life. Like when you in the street, all that shit is man-made. The lights are artificial, all that shit. So it fucks with your brain in a different type of way. When you in nature, like the woods or some shit, there's no artificial man-made shit to fuck with. You know what I mean? The way your brain interprets the things you've seen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it hits you different.
It feels,
Yeah, so that was like a funny ass experience.
I love that. Yeah, man. Yeah, the same. We could just go story
Yeah, we
this,
go
but
on
like,
forever, man.
a last one I fucking got. But last one for real, the nature thing. I got booked for this like arts and music festival that I was gonna host up in Maine, and I got up there and it turned out it was a hallucinogen festival. I didn't even know. Like 3 days of hallucinogens. So on the second day, we hiked a mountain tripping on mushrooms up in Maine, and that was the first time I did some shit in nature. And going back to the feeling, like when we got to the top of the mountain tripping, I felt like an old, like I was like an explorer in the olden, you know, like this is how the only way they could make it to the top of this mountain was tripping and not giving. But man, thank you for this.
Thank you, bro. This shit was funny as hell, man.
This was fun as fuck. Thank you guys for sitting in. Thank you guys for listening. People know where to find you.
You already know, man. It's your boy Rome Streetz, man, in the motherfucking building. Shout out Bucked Up Podcast with my guy Sam. You know what I'm saying? It's Rome Streetz, Bad Influence, Griselda.
Peace.
Peace. K Grease.